Good morning, Dr. Wong. Steve here at Flinders Street, obviously inside the property. Had a good walk through. It's actually very clean throughout. There is just one exception now. There is no power inside the property, so everything does look a little bit dark. But look, overall, in terms of all the walls and ceiling, everything. Look, it's probably at some point in the probably near future, it's going to require a paint. But in terms of presentation for the sale, I think it's absolutely fine. Carpets also, like you can probably see here. They have been professionally cleaned by the looks of it. I haven't seen the receipts to confirm it, but you can see the movements on the floor. Look, obviously, like this area here, there's a bit of a walkthrough here, so the carpets are showing a little bit of age. Ideally, they would be all sparkling and brand new, but look, it is what it is, and you know the future purchaser can sort that out at their own discretion. Yep, so entering, now what I've just mentioned with the cleanliness, there is one exception that I do have noted, and you can probably see fairly well here, is the flooring. You can see the patches here and here. Oh, there you go, that's actually with my hand there, it shows the discoloration quite well. There is an understain, I'm not sure you can see it, but you can see, I've just wet my finger, you see these little black bits of debris. Ultimately, when you do this, you can see it does need probably some stronger chemical to bring that up, and it does look quite patchy, and when the lights go on, that's going to be a first impression when people come inside here. Like again, it's not really overly showing it here, but you can see the effects in the floor here. So I think we should probably follow this up with IRE, because that really should have been picked up, and you know, the professional cleaner coming through here, if they did have a professional cleaner, they've probably done it themselves, to be honest. That should have been applied a stronger chemical to lift all those stubborn stains. A little bit of, yeah, look, this is a slight concern here. You can see the grout is missing, and if you hear that, it's rather hollow. This flooring here has actually lifted, and that's probably just due to water ingress over, slowly over time. Nothing you can pin on the tenant, I'm afraid. This is just a sort of defect. I'm not sure if you can see the elevation there, but it's a slight incline. So ultimately, where do we draw the line here in terms of selling the property? But that will be picked up by buyers as they walk through, because actually I noticed it a few moments ago when I walked back up here, all along this line here, it has slowly and slightly risen, and you can feel it underfoot, the little bit of give there. So perhaps let's have another conversation about that. But overall, look, I'm sure IRE have provided a report, but cleanliness there's a bit of discoloration here, but that's pretty stubborn, that's not coming off. All the appliances are pretty clean. Like I say, overall I've checked all the cupboards, everything's immaculate, into the laundry. But yeah, look, the flooring throughout, this tile flooring does need a professional attention just to bring that up. Dishwasher's nice and clean as well. Basin is, look, it's not been, again, look, I would have insisted on that being a little bit more sparkly, but I can easily bring a little cloth and polish that up before the inspections. A few stubborn understains here. There's just a bit of grime, so that'll just clean off quite easily, there's no problem. A little bit of slight discoloration to the bench top, but it's not massively noticeable, and that really is just wear and tear. Like I say, carpets throughout are okay. Windows have all been cleaned inside, a little bit of dust and everything on the outside, but that's just normal. Now, this has all been repaired, which is great. So they finally got that done, which is fine. That was the little hole there above the intercom system. In here, on the carpet here, carpet's really great in here. It's all been, like I say, it has been professionally cleaned. You can see the little zigzaggy marks. No defects to note in bedroom 2. Bathroom, no power, so I can't really, I've had my torch out and inspected all the glasswares just to make sure there's no cracks or dents. I think there isn't any, but obviously it is dark, particularly in the ensuite. It is very, very dark. Again, no, that's all clean, that's fine. Like I say, overall flooring in here as well definitely also needs that deep clean. Master bedroom, yeah, everything's looking good. Like I say, it is a little bit darker in here. Little balcony there. Let's just double check the windows. A little bit of dust here and there, but like I say, I don't mind bringing a little polish, little cloth before the inspections, just to make sure it's looking great. And then again, same applies to the ensuite flooring. Deep clean required. All the basins in good tact. No defects there. You know, a couple of little maintenance jobs that will be for the onward purchaser. The bowls all intact, and then the shower also. Like I say, I've checked all the glass. It does all appear to be fine, but like I say, until I get some power in here, I wouldn't like to confirm that. Having a good look around just as I'm walking and talking. All of the rails are nice and tight. Yeah, so all the handles are good. So yeah, right. So next step, sent you an email a couple of days ago, a couple of little marks in the carpet, but you know, nothing, again, it's just a little bit of just wear and tear that would come under. Slight smell of cooking. Again, just a little bit of discolorations here in the carpet. Look, it's starting to push on more here. Starting to, like I say, with carpet, and we can talk about this separately, and I'm sure your agents kind of discuss this with you anyway, but with carpet, there's very little you can actually claim through Victorian legislation. You know, they would consider probably most of this, unfortunately, as general wear and tear, because a second-hand carpet essentially doesn't have any value whatsoever, particularly after a few years. So in terms of claiming, you can't go through a claim process. Like I say, given the age of it, I think it's probably fair in comparison. But like I say, you know, a buyer coming inside, you know, they can, depending on what they're going to use it for, they've got the option to replace, renew, do whatever they want to do. The only other consideration which we'll talk about separately is perhaps some professional furniture inside here, just to really uplift it. We definitely are going to need power, so I will send you an email with a request for some additional funds on account so we can activate that all for you. Look, here's just that. Look, this again. This is just an aged property. Just a little bit of mould here, build up on the silicon. Nothing to worry about again. But look, it is what it is. This just happens in properties. Ultimately, at some point in the near future, again, you know, someone coming in should replace all the silicon here and in also all the bathrooms as well. So, yeah, that pretty much. Other than those points that I've noted, I'm fairly happy with the property, and let's touch base with regards to the next steps. Thank you, speak soon.